Hey everyone, so we're about to dive into one of the boldest, most brilliant poems you'll ever read, John Donne's The Canonization. Now, on the surface, it kicks off with this angry shout, but dig a little deeper and you'll find it's actually a kind of secret key, a map showing how a passionate, private love affair can become something sacred. So yeah, let's get right into it.
And boom, that's how it starts. For God's sake, hold your tongue and let me love. I mean, wow, this is not some polite suggestion, right? It's a command. It's raw. You can just feel the speaker's frustration boiling over. He is absolutely fed up with someone, some busybody, who's judging him and his relationship. This is the first shot fired in a major argument.
So right away, we hit this massive puzzle. You've got this furious, almost desperate outburst about love, but then you look at the title, The Canonization. I mean, that's about becoming a saint, right? So what gives? How on earth do you connect an angry rant about a love affair with one of the holiest rituals in Christianity? It seems like they're worlds apart. Okay, so to really get what Donne is doing here, we need to be clear on this term, canonization. It's the official, very formal process in the Catholic Church for making someone a saint. But think of it this way. It's basically a trial. It's a legal proceeding where evidence is presented to prove that this person lived a life of what's called heroic virtue and is worthy of being a model for everyone else. That idea of a formal trial is absolutely crucial. Just tuck that away for a minute. All right, let's dive into the first part of his argument, the case against the world, which covers the first two stanzas. So the speaker is basically laying out his defense. He's talking to some critic, someone who's all about the practical stuff, money, status, career. And his first move is brilliant. He basically says, look, go ahead, make fun of my career, my health, whatever. But my love, that's off limits. And he builds this case just like a lawyer would. He's arguing that his love, this totally private passion, has caused zero harm to the public world. He goes through it point by point. You're worried about my ruined fortune? Well, have my sighs sunk any merchant ships? No. You're pointing out my gray hairs? Well, have my tears flooded anyone's farm? Have my fevers from love caused the plague? Of course not. He's drawing a really sharp line in the sand, saying, my love lives over here, and your world of commerce and politics lives over there. They don't affect each other.
Okay, now we get to stanza 3, and this is where the whole poem pivots. The speaker isn't just satisfied with proving his love is harmless. Oh no. Now he's going to argue that it's actually miraculous. This is the moment in the trial where the defense shifts from just saying not guilty to presenting like supernatural evidence. It's a total game changer.
And his big piece of evidence? The phoenix. That mythical bird that burns up and is reborn from its own ashes? Well, Donne grabs that image and says, that's us. It's this beautiful, complex riddle. The two lovers become one. They die together in their passion. And yeah, in the 1600s, to die was a very common pun for having an orgasm. And then they're reborn, resurrected by that same love. It's this incredible paradox. The very thing that consumes them is what makes them last forever. So he's proven his love is harmless, and he's proven it's a miracle. Now for stanza 4, a legend in verse. The next logical question in this trial is, okay, if this love is so special, how will it be remembered? I mean, how does something so private become immortal? And here, the speaker does something really clever. He completely redefines what it means to be immortal. He basically says, look, I get it. Our story isn't going to be carved on giant tombs or written down in the official chronicles of kings. It's not that kind of public historical legend. No. He says its perfect home is somewhere else entirely. It's a perfect fit for sonnets, for hymns, for verse. Their legacy isn't going to be set in stone. It's going to live on in poetry, in these beautiful, intimate spaces where future lovers can find it. All right, now for the big reveal. We've been following the speaker's argument step by step, right? He's making a case for why his love is saintly. But what if there's something else going on? Something hidden in plain sight? What if the poem's very structure is the canonization process? Okay, get ready, because this is where the whole thing just clicks, and it is brilliant. So literary scholars figured this out, and it's just incredible. The poem has 5 stanzas, right? Well, it turns out those 5 stanzas map perfectly onto the 5 official legal stages of the Catholic canonization process from Donne's era. It's unbelievable. Stanza 1, that's the investigation of the person's reputation. Stanza 2, proof of heroic virtue, showing their love harms no one. Stanza 3 is the proof of miracles. That's our phoenix. Stanza 4, is the scrutiny of their writings, the poems and hymns, and stanza 5, which we're about to get to, is the veneration, where they become figures people pray to. It's all there, step by step.
And that is the whole point. This is the big takeaway. The poem isn't just arguing that these lovers should be saints. It is performing the canonization. The form and the content are perfectly fused. Donne is using the exact legal and religious structure for making saints to make his lovers into saints. It's a breathtaking piece of genius.
So let's get to that final stanza. The trial is over, they've gone through all the stages, presented their evidence, and the verdict is in. They've won. They are officially saints of love. And look how it ends. Beg from above, a pattern of your love. The tables have completely turned. The lovers aren't just people being judged anymore. They're now these holy figures up in heaven. And the very same world that was judging them, the countries, towns, and courts, is now supposed to look up and pray to them. They're begging the lovers for a pattern, a blueprint, a perfect model of what true love looks like. So, in the end, John Donne actually pulls it off. He uses cold hard logic, he uses passionate poetry, and he even uses the structure of religious law to make the case that love itself can be a sacred act. And it just leaves you wondering, doesn't it? Can art really do that? Can a poem, just words on a page, take something as personal and fleeting as a love affair and turn it into a legend that lasts forever? It's a pretty powerful thought to end on. Thanks for joining me for this one.